What is up, everyone? And welcome to Behind the Comics. I'm Hialeah Comic Bro, and as always, I am accompanied by Conquistadork Javi. Javi, what's going on?
What's going on, everybody? Glad to be here, man.
You're doing well?
Doing this behind the cover.
Behind the comics.
Behind the comics, I should say.
Yeah, I know it's a little changed. It's a little hard getting used to since we changed it up, man. But here we are. It seems like, man, it's only been 2 weeks, and it seems like it's been forever, right?
I know, right? Yeah, it's been a while.
It seems a little different when we're not doing it every single week. It's I don't know. Maybe I got more jitters now because it's not every single week. It's kind of weird. But we got some people in the chat. What's up, Justin? No Good Comics. Randy, Young Bucks, Oh Goats. Ryan, what's up, Magic Lasso? How you doing, man? Hope all is well. Inside the behind of an inquiry mind. I like it. Check out Randy rhyming. He's on fire. Awesome, man. So anyway, I am really excited for tonight's show. I've been looking forward to it. I guess not doing it every week kind of, I don't know, gets the anticipation, but we have an amazing guest tonight, as always. But I am really excited right now. We have Bigeez Comics.
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on, man?
Dude, I've been looking forward to this, man. I've been watching you for a while, man. Chilling with the New York Warriors. Dude, good stuff, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Good stuff, dude. Your channel and all the Warriors. You guys got like a little, like, we like to think we have a family here in Florida, man. But you guys are tight.
Yeah. It's evolved, man. We definitely, we all met on YouTube, but we meet up in real life, regularly. Pretty regularly, I would say.
Yeah. Oh, look who showed up!
Nice.
Oh, they go Manny NYC. Yeah, he's in the chat. What's up, brother?
What's up, YouTube?
There you go. You were just saying that, right?
We were just talking about him backstage, bro.
Yeah.
Awesome. Dude, so you guys didn't know each other before YouTube if you just hooked up?
Yep. We didn't. We all met on YouTube. It's funny, right?
That's kind of how we did it here in Florida, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's awesome, ain't it?
Yeah, when you collect comics, you like, it's usually like a self hobby for yourself.
Yeah.
You go to the comic store, you will speak to the comic, people that are in there and the owner or whatever, but that's about it.
Yeah, you get your books on Wednesday, you go home, you look at them, read them, and put them in the box, and then
that's it. Yeah.
But I feel the same way, man.
Yeah, you can't even talk to anybody about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. My old friends, they were not really comic guys, so.
Yeah, but now, dude, the nerds have taken over, bro. Everything is freaking. Now everybody's into the movies. Everybody's into all the good stuff, dude. I love it, dude. It's like everybody says the golden age of collecting or comic books, dude.
Yeah, we're definitely in the golden age. You can say that, right? We're in the golden age of comics right now,
dude. I don't know if it's ever been any better, honestly.
Yeah. With
the movies and everything. Where exactly are you in New York?
I'm in Staten Island right now, in New York.
You're in Staten Island?
Yeah, nice. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, and I've been in Staten Island now for about 16 years now in Staten Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You kind of let something slip backstage. You actually lived in Miami for a minute?
Yeah, I did. Back in 2002, I moved to Miami, North Miami Beach, Florida, to be precise.
Okay.
I was out there for about 8-9 months. I just, after 9/11 happened, I went through 9/11 here. Like, I was working literally a block away from it, and then after all that, and then a year later, then we had that blackout. And I was working in the city at the same time also, and I just got tired of New York, the hustle and bustle of New York, and opportunity came for me to move in with a high school friend, and I took a job down there, and I took a chance and see how it was, Florida life,
Where were you living? You said on the beach? Where?
Yeah, I was living in North Miami Beach, Bay Drive East. I can't remember the number, but somewhere like that. Bay Drive East. It was literally like 2 blocks away from like Collins Avenue, but like the north part of Collins Avenue.
Right.
and I found a job in Fort Lauderdale. I was working for a reprographic company there on Las Olas Boulevard.
Okay, yeah, that's Fort
Yeah.
Lauderdale. Yeah, Las
So
Olas is pretty cool, dude. They got a lot of good restaurants right there.
yeah, it was nice. I used to drive. It'd take me about 40 minutes to get there. Every day, back and forth, which to Florida people, that was a lot of traveling. To me, that was nothing. It used to take me an hour and a half to just get from sometimes Staten Island to Manhattan on a daily basis, back and forth.
Here, dude, anything over a half an hour, it's like, damn, you're far from work. You're far from work.
They're like, far. Like, what are you talking about far? That's quick, 40 minutes.
Like, I just started working recently, and again, I got a little part-time. And I'm driving about 40 minutes. And
man, you said the blackout was in 2003. So yeah, it was right after the blackout I left. So that was around 2003. It was that year, the blackout, that I left, right after the blackout.
Yeah, okay. Dude, I'm driving 40 minutes and it's not bad at all, dude. It's not bad at all.
Did you like all highway in Florida, pretty much?
Exactly.
Yeah, it was all highway. It was all I-95 north, and I liked it. Florida was okay. I just, everyone always said that from New York, they were like, that's the city that never sleeps, But when I was in like my mid-20s, I used to hang out on the weekends, Fridays, and the city would shut down like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Everything be ghost town. But in Miami, it's like it's a party every day. Every day, and like every restaurant out there, like especially where I live, is like they'll be night. They'll open up for dinner, and then they'll turn into like a little nightclub type lounge, and they'll stay open all the way till the sun rises and convert to breakfast. And and they'll just keep that cycle, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, something like that. So it was like, wow, like people I knew, they were going out, they were going to a club on Monday night, Tuesday night.
Oh yeah,
so I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, it was not. It was actually more exhausting. I was like, I can't live here, man. This is too much. Dude,
it's a lot, man. I remember those days when I used to club, and it was like you said, like every night was a different night at every club.
Yeah.
And different types of music. And if you ever went to Space, but I remember you could go to Space like at 7 a.m. and that shit was still hopping, dude.
Yeah, it didn't matter what time. And what's funny is that in Miami, at that time you couldn't buy alcohol in the store after 10 p.m. But you could go to a nightclub and drink your ass off, basically.
Drink your ass off, dude. So you went to South Beach a lot. What was it, Lincoln Road? You ever hit Lincoln
Yeah,
Road?
I've been there a lot. My roommate worked in South Beach. That at that end of that, I forgot the name of that building, but she worked for World Entertainment. Mm-hmm. They're like a division of like BMG, where they did all the they distributed all the CDs, like the albums for like artists and all that stuff.
I know exactly. I think it was like a white. I know exactly where. I think it was like on a white building. It was like It was in a high rise, right?
A high rise, yeah. It was in a high rise, yeah.
Okay, then I might be confused because I remember there used to be this place called Black Box or something that used to be kind of the same thing. Oh, dude, that's awesome. A lot of New Yorkers here, though, man. It's
a lot of people leave from New York today. We want the sunlight. The no more winter.
No more winter.
No more snow.
But a lot of the younger crowd moves from Florida from Florida over to New York.
Yeah,
dude, everybody wants to live there in New York, bro. It's have you been to New York, right? Oh, I think
I've been there a few times. My brother still lives there.
Oh, that's right, your brother. Dude, New York's amazing, bro. It's my wife's from Long Island, and she grew up there. Yeah,
Marky 316 from Long Island.
He's from Long Island. Yeah. And dude, I love going. We go like once a year, and I freaking love it, dude. I love it. I love going in the train, and then going back home, back to her sister's house. Her sister lives in Hopog.
Oh yeah. To be honest, Long Island, I don't really know too much about Long Island. Dude. Yeah, that's the other side for me. That's like the ending of like Queens turns into Long Island. Like you go straight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I always get on that train, dude, and I always freaking love it when it's like, this is the next stop. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot the name. It's Ronkonkoma. Last stop. Next.
Oh, Ronkonkoma, yeah.
This is the train to Ronkonkoma.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, it's amazing up there, dude. You guys are lucky as hell. A ton of shops.
Yeah, there's a lot of shops, in New York. Manhattan, like New York City shops are like I don't know. My experience with them is that they're kind of expensive. They're expensive. Like we really don't see dollar bins and things like that. Like now YouTube is like opened us up to like a lot of people from like the Midwest and all that, and they find these books like for example, like Amazing Spider-Man Annual 21, the wedding issues and all that they find in a dollar bin. I was like, yo, that's not a dollar bin book. Over here, that's a wall book,
I don't know how much you could believe of that too, because you do find them here, but not often either, right, Javi?
You have to really hunt.
And you got to be lucky. Javi has found some freaking pretty big books.
Yeah. So now since I'm in Staten Island, I'm actually closer to New Jersey, so I've been going there a little more often, and we kind of find better deals in Jersey right now, because in Manhattan you have the main stores like Midtown and
Forbidden Planet.
Yeah, Forbidden Planet is over there and things like that. There was a couple of small shops in Manhattan, Lower Manhattan. Especially Manny could tell you about this one, because it used to be my local LCS tickets when I used to work downtown back in like 2000. Little shop, guy was good. He always had nice back issues, and he would even buy like your Golden Age books and things like that. But that place I think shut down now. A lot of small shops shut down. My LCS here, the one I used to go to, it shut down. It shut down right before COVID.
Oh wow!
They went out of business. So right now I have only 2 comic shops in Staten Island. One called Hypnotronic Comics, which is pretty decent, but they're also a little sketchy. The owner died like a year ago. His wife is running it by herself, so I don't know how long that would last. But that shop is it's pretty good. Then we have Jim Hanley's Universe, and Jim Hanley's Universe, they have a shop in the city, and they have one here on Staten Island. That shop used to be like, I really didn't go to it, kind of like sucked, I guess, for back issues. For new books you can go to any shop, but for like back issues it wasn't really good. But lately I've noticed that they've been starting to pick it up a lot with the back issues. I was able to go there maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I found some decent books there. And that's Erod's LCS too. Erod 212,
right? Of course.
Yeah. That's his LCS where he gets his new books and everything. Yeah, Master Presser. Yeah, that's the one he uses now. We used to use the same one before, but that one shut down. So he goes to that one to pick up his new books. I usually pick up my new books now online. I use Skeleton Comics to do it, because they're friends of ours. So
Skeleton Comics, nice.
Yeah.
You mentioned New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
I've heard Zap Comics.
Yeah, so this weekend, me, Manny, Joker M21, which is Mike, guys they're on the panel, right, and the Art Chemist, we met up and we went to Zap's Comics Sunday morning.
Oh, sweet.
We went, yeah, and we found some good stuff there. I'm ready to show them from like my haul, but I don't have them in the movie. But I found some decent stuff. Found some good Star Wars books and things like that.
I heard they're a solid shop. That's what I've always heard from them.
Yeah, you gotta watch it though. Well, every shop you still gotta watch, because we did look up a few books that they had kind of a little bit overpriced. And they're putting grades on books, raw books. Like they'll put like a 4.0 on a raw book, and you kind of judge if it's actually a 4.0 or not. Yeah. So is it worth that 4.0 price that they're giving you? So that's the trick right there. But when you go with a group of friends, it's good because we discuss it amongst each other. We feed off each other, like, what do you think? What do you think? And and then they'll see something that you don't see, and vice versa. And it actually makes us get a better grade, a better decision on the books.
Dude, that's the best, man. When we go out and it's like we got a nice little group, and dude, when we go out like that or to a con, yeah, and we're just hunting, that's the best part. And the thing is, most of the time we're looking for what everybody else wants,
Yeah. Usually when you go shopping, everyone goes for themselves because everybody wants to find a deal. But for me, I don't, it's not even planned like this. I guess because we're such good friends. Like me and Manny was here, really, really good friends outside of YouTube. And when we go to a shop, like, he's not all the way on the other side digging. I'm like right next to him. We're looking at the same box and we're going through books. And the good thing about it is that we're not selfish with each other for books. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if he finds a big key book and he has it already, he'll be like, yo, Biggs, you want this? You need it? And then I'll be like, yes or no, and then vice versa the same way. Or if I see something that I know and I see that he doesn't know, I'll let him know, listen, that's a key, whatever, And we just help each other out like that. And our collection has grown tremendously because of that,
Dude, your channel's grown tremendously. from when you started. You know, I always go back and I look at everybody's channel, some videos.
Yeah.
You started the same way I did, the same way a lot of people, you know, behind the camera.
Yeah, first person shooter. That's
Yeah.
what
And then you came out, bro, and you haven't stopped, man. You were even doing which I had seen these before, the statue review.
Yeah, I have a few statue reviews from back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you still getting statues, or are you kind of moving?
No, I just, you know, funny you said that. My wife actually, she just, as a gift, she just pre-ordered the premium format Mandalorian statue from Sideshow.
Very nice.
For me, so you know, I don't really have a setup to do like a review. I just did those. If you see, I did them in my kitchen.
Yeah, you were just on a table.
Yeah, right? That was just my dining room table. And my wife.
You could hear your wife with the comments, and you know, behind the camera. So that was
she likes statues a lot. It's like she really likes statues.
Dude,
you know?
Dude, space is limited here, right?
Yeah.
But in New York, how do you guys handle that, man?
Oh, we don't, man. Let me tell you something. Like right now, I'm in my living room, right now. So you can see that little wall I got in the back. She allowed me to put that there, which is cool. But where you see me doing the show, like that's my living room. Also, that's just I have a desk behind one of my smaller couches, and then the wall behind it. That's where you see the rack of all my stuff there. You know, so and then to my right is my laundry machine is there, you know, my dryer. So sometimes in the middle of the show you hear the it's come out live, but you know, the multi-purpose room, you know, it's the family room, it's my office, and it's part of the laundry room too.
Dude, it's not so. Do you have storage or something, or
well, I don't have a storage unit, but I probably should get one, you know. But we're probably, you know, things are probably gonna get a little better for us. Hopefully, you know, we're gonna probably move hopefully this summer. You know?
I heard you mentioning that.
Nice.
Shows. I heard that. You're gonna be staying in Staten Island, or
no? If New York prices on houses is just way too much money, man.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So like a house that'll cost you $600,000, $500,000 in New Jersey, you'll get it for $250. You know.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm gonna still be working in Staten Island. So the furthest I'll go into New Jersey, probably 40 minutes in.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, about 40 minutes.
I have a niece, my wife's niece, you know, my niece, and they live in Queens, right? And they just were renting. They had like I guess you would call it a duplex. It was it was a house, but it was divided. It had an upstairs, downstairs, whatever.
Yeah.
That's, you know, we've stayed with them for quite a bit, and it had a yard, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, the owner sold the house for like over $1 million. I was like, are you serious?
Yeah. Houses are expensive out here in all the boroughs. Mm-hmm. Before it used to be just the city was the main like expensive, but all the other boroughs, Queens, Brooklyn, the house market is up there. A lot of money.
Dude, I know she went through a hard time, but they finally were able to get, you know, a smaller place, but they were able to get something in the same area.
Yeah.
I hit up a lot of shops when I'm in New York, dude.
Yeah.
I usually take a couple of days. Have you been to Grasshopper?
No.
I believe that's in Queens.
Grasshopper? No. The shop that I usually go to in Queens, that me and man usually go to is Royals Collectibles. Royals Collectibles, yeah.
I might have been there, dude. I've been to a lot of shops. I always hit all the shops in Long Island. I try to hit different ones every time I go.
Yeah. Royals Collectibles, definitely got to visit it. It's real top-notch shop.
I'll have to check that out. We should be going probably in the summer. What's up, Murfinator? Thank you for stopping by. Astrid's. Did I say that right?
Up, guys?
Yeah, Alstrand Comics.
Oh, he was on with you the other day.
Yeah, that's Paulie. He was on Comics and Coffee. Yeah, Saturday morning.
I subbed him up. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. 700 in Spanish Harlem. Oh, that's Randy. Yeah, he told me about that. He used to live.
He was renting a large closet. Yeah.
Dude, it's nuts, man. But I gotta tell you, okay, it's one of those places I love to visit, but I would not like to live there.
Right.
I've lived in Miami my whole life. I grew up here, but dude, I love going. You said You said you were there for 9/11, right?
Yeah, it was in
You were working that day. You were working that day.
Yeah, I was working at 160 Broadway, which is it was literally a block away from the Trade Center.
Wow.
Yeah, it was right there downtown. And then so like that day that happened, I don't remember the exact times, but usually when I go there, like I go upstairs, I went into the office or whatever, we turned on all the printers and computers and everything, and then we would go and get coffee while everything warms up and stuff. And like a normal day, went and got my coffee downstairs from one of the carts. They had the cart, the little donut and bagel carts on the corner. So I got my coffee and my bagel from there, and then went back upstairs and didn't realize anything. And then the customer service rep at that time, she would always have on MSN.com. MSN.com would always run live news during the morning on their website. And so she would always have that running. And then all of a sudden we heard about the report about that a plane ran into the World Trade Center. We're like, what? We didn't even know. So, we were right across the street. So when we went down, we went outside to take a look. We look up and we see the smoke coming out of the building and everything. And then it was like, oh, wow, what the hell happened? How the hell could a plane hit this? We didn't think it was a terrorist attack. He thought it was just an accident. And then the maintenance team for the building, they were a bunch of Spanish guys, and they were talking to us, and he was like, yo, mira, que ir al roof. He's like, yo, you want to go to the roof, he was saying. And I said, yeah, let's go to the roof and see if we could get a better look. So when my building was about 15 stories, right? It was about 15 floors. It wasn't that big, but pretty big. So when we got up there, when we got to the roof of the building, you could see, like, it looked like the World Trade Center was like falling on you. Like, that's how close you were. Because, it's different than being on the street and you being up high like that. And you could see just like the smoke coming out and all that. And I'm like, yo, this doesn't feel good. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, this doesn't feel right. Like, we're too close. It feels like we're too close. So, we went back down, and police, everybody was coming. They were starting to close up the block and all that. And we have different locations in the city. So the next closest location to us was 594 Broadway. It was in Soho, between Houston and Prince. So that's straight up Wall Street. That's straight up Broadway. We can get there straight up. So we called the bosses from that location, and he said, you know what, just close up and start heading to this one. Come to this one. So we started shutting everything down, and by the time we shut everything back down and closed everything up, the second plane had hit already. And then that's when we knew. Everybody started freaking out around there. Everyone knew right there it was an attack, right away, So then we hightailed it out of there, man. And I walked from that part right there, that's Main Lane and Broadway, that's where I was at, all the way to Broadway, between Houston and Prince, 594 Broadway. So then we went into that location. So we were far. That's past Canal Street. So it was pretty far up. And then
and you walked it.
Yeah, we walked it. Yeah, we walked it because they stopped the trains already right away and everything. So we didn't want to get stuck, that way. And it was actually a nice day outside. It was a warm day.
Is that day not a cloud in the sky? It was a beautiful.
Yeah, it's clear. It was clear. So when we got there, we put on the news and hearing all the reports and everything, and then we went to the roof of that building. That building is actually bigger than the one that we had downtown. And so when we went to the roof, we really got like a really view. It looked like the two towers looked like if you take a cigarette and you put it upside down while it's burning. That's what it looked like. Yeah, two cigarettes just burning down. That's how that looked. And then we stood up there for a while until we stood there, and I saw the first building collapse. And so when we saw the first building collapse, that just scared the hell out of us. Like, I've never been more scared in my life until that moment, because that was just so surreal, so close. And then we went downstairs. I didn't call nobody. We said we're out, we're gone. I don't care what the boss said. Anyway, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of New York. We got to get out the city. So when we got downstairs, when we closed up, we got downstairs. You see everyone coming from downtown coming up, and then there was a few police in the corners there directing people to go up, and there was like, to leave the boroughs, just go across the bridge. So the closest bridge to me was the Williamsburg Bridge. That was off of the Delancey Street. I don't know if you guys know how the city works, but it was off of Delancey Street, so it was the closest bridge to us. So we walked to Delancey Street. All the cell phones weren't working at that time, but I had a Nextel.
Yeah.
Time. So me and my friends that worked in the city, like, we all had Nextels, and we met up in front of the bridge, and then we walked across the Williamsburg into Brooklyn. And then when I got into Brooklyn, at that time I lived in Brooklyn. So when we got into Brooklyn, I was able to get a cab home from there. You know, so it was just crazy, man. It was just
That's insane, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. I wasn't able to get back into work for about 2 weeks after that.
Dude,
You know?
I was at work that morning, and we started hearing about it, and then we had a little TV in the back, and it was like I saw when the second one hit. Dude, I was scared. I was scared here. I cannot imagine what was going on there, dude. Crazy day, surreal. When you start thinking about it, you still don't believe it, right?
Yeah, just like, you know, I know people say you never forget, but sometimes you forget, you know, like sometimes I forget that I went through that, and then I'll see things that will remind me of it. Sometimes when I'm going to my collection and I have the memorial issue, the Black Spider-Man cover, you know, then it'll instantly remind me of it right away, you know, and then it'll bring back all the memories of every little step that will happen that day, you know.
It's a defining moment for most of us, definitely.
Yeah,
it's like everything before that and everything after, you know.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
We can change it. That's kind of grim, right?
Yeah, man, it's just such a dark time for our country, man. God.
Yeah, like we are now, right?
It was so sad, dude. Yeah, never forget, man. I've been to the memorial since, and
yeah,
I've been to the oh my god, the church that's across the street.
Yeah.
You should see
on Trinity Place right there. Yeah, Broadway. Yeah.
Wow, but yeah, man, I got some stories.
Yeah, the comic shop was right there. The comic shop was literally right there, like a block away. The one I was talking about, Maiden Lane. Yeah.
Oh wow, that I didn't know. Yeah. I remember the first time I went to New York, man, we took my parents to go watch a Yankee game at the old stadium.
Yeah.
And dude, amazing. One of the best times I've ever had was taking my dad. He was a huge Yankee fan. I'm a Yankee fan. I grew up watching the Yankees here because they used to do the spring training. And
they do it over in Florida, yeah.
Yeah, and my dad was, massive Yankee fan, and every time Baltimore used to have their spring training, so every time the Yankees would come play Baltimore at Bobby Maduro Stadium,
yeah,
dude, I was there with my Ron Guidry pass. You know, you could get up close to these players, man, and you see Ron Guidry, Mattingly, Henderson, and it was like
some of my friends do that. Like some of my older friends, they would go take vacation during spring break and go down to Florida, and they go to a lot of their spring, their warm up games and things like that.
Yeah, dude. That's part of me growing up, man, and it was a super.
I remember those socks.
Those socks. But yeah, dude. My heart's. I've had some little adventures in New York, bro. I gotta tell you that.
Yeah, man, it happens. Sometimes you get lost.
I had one of the craziest nights of my life that time. It was me. I'm not gonna tell the whole story, but it was me and my brother. We left my parents at the hotel, and me and my brother went out on the town. And dude, the first thing I told my brother, "Hey, man, we can't get fucked up. We don't know this town, this and that." And this is me. I'm the older brother telling my brother, man, dude, I got blitzed, bro.
Yeah, but New York is very, it's very diverse. So you get people from everywhere here.
Yeah. Dude, I got blitzed. Dude, it's a long story. Anyway, one of the craziest nights of my life was that night, dude. Yeah. Dude, I want to go into it, but I'm not. It's not about me, man. But, dude, you got some books to share, right?
Yeah, I put some stuff on the side for you.
There's one book that I specifically asked to see tonight because I had never seen this book when you got it. Everybody talks about the big book in that run, and it was and that book came way later, 100-something issues in.
Yeah, 134.
134. It's Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah.
Everybody shows 130. Man, nobody. And when you brought it up and you showed that number one, I was like, dude, thank you. I didn't know there was a number one. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Give me one quick second. I'm sorry.
No problem. No problem. Yeah, we heard his phone was ringing like crazy right on there.
Yeah.
I can hear it all vibrating. Yeah. Yeah, he was talking about Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, #1. Right?
Yes.
What made you think to get #1 though?
I've said this story a few times. So yeah, people know that my favorite character is Superman. So of course in my mind, I'll never get an action one, and I would never get a Superman one. So I said to myself, what's the closest key issue that I can get to emulate that, where I can have something from his beginnings, so it's Action Comics, right? It's his Superman run.
Right.
And then there's Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen. They started in the Golden Age. So then I started. I used to collect already from that series. Whenever I would find back issues for it and everything. And I was like, I need to get a #1. This is attainable for me. And that'll be the closest thing that I can get to like a Superman one or Action one. And then we started doing the auctions, and the auctions I was selling off my collection, stuff from my collection because I wanted to get that book. I knew it was a pricey, so I ended up finding one. So this is it right here.
You're the first and only person I've seen show that book, man.
Yeah, so it's a 2.5, #1, but you're not gonna find this in high grade at all.
What year is that?
It's from 1954.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a Golden Age book. Yeah.
And where did you find it? Where did you come across it?
Well, I found it from this shop right here, or in San Diego, Comics Collectibles or something like that in San Diego, and they if you look at a lot of slabs, they have they sell a lot of high end books. When you see that symbol on it, that it's from their shop.
And you found it online?
No, actually, so the community knew that I was looking for one, and I was just getting messages from people in the community. Look, I found one here, and I can't remember. It's been so long ago. I've had this book already for about 4.5 years, 5 years already in my collection. And I forgot who showed it to me, and I checked it out. I contacted them. And I told them, I have a small YouTube channel, and they could check my stuff out. And are you willing to make a payment plan? And they didn't know me out of left field, and they said, yeah. You know what? I saw your channel, and I think we could do. I think I can trust you to do a payment plan. And nice. I gave them a down payment, and then every couple of weeks I sent them more money, and I paid it off in about a month and a half, almost 2 months, and they send it to me, and that's it. That's how I attained it.
So you used your YouTube channel to get to get cred with them, right?
Yeah, because it's they could see my face, so it's like I can't run from them. You know what I mean? Right. Because remember, we make these verbal contracts. There's nothing really binding us to them. But now that I alerted him to who I am and what I do, if I try to stiff him or something, or I want to bring, I'll be the one that's going to be hurt anyway, because he's not going to send me anything. It was really for my protection, because I'm the one giving him money. But I kind of used it as far as so that he could trust me. But I really did it so that because I don't want to send this random guy just money, of course, because then I can't get it back if he don't give me the book, right?
Right.
So that's kind of why I did it,
Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. I was super happy for you when you got it and you showed it, because I saw the joy in your face.
Oh yeah, I was so happy. I've never seen anyone pull out this book on YouTube. There's one person now that I know has it, and that's Alex the Comic Quarter. He has a copy of it.
Alex has one of those.
Yeah, but he got it. He told me, he said I got the book after I saw me that I attained it, and so he went on a hunt for it also. And he was able to get. I think it's the same condition, like a 2.0, 2.5.
Because dude, nobody shows it. Everybody's 134, 134, 134.
Yeah, this is probably the hardest book to get in that whole run. This one and the first few issues, it's almost impossible. You don't find them.
Are you a run collector or more of a key guy?
I'm a key guy. I'm a key guy. I don't like collecting runs. I used to, but not. They take too much space. I can't.
No, I'm with you. I'm the same. I'm more.
Yeah. I will collect smaller runs though.
Right.
I do have volume 1 of the Demon, the Jack Kirby run. I have that whole volume. Forever People, with the first full appearance of Darkseid. I have that complete run, because there's only maybe I could be wrong, but I think 12 or 13 issues on that run. It's not so I won't collect a big run. Small runs I will complete them.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're more of a DC. Well, you're more of a DC guy. Like I've seen, like I was watching.
People tend to say that a lot, but to be honest, I like both equally.
Dude, it doesn't seem that way, man. And you,
know, right? I don't come.
Yeah,
Look, I got a
all
Marvel
DC.
shirt on. Look,
you have all this knowledge with when it comes to the DC, man, and you're just
the whole top is Marvel.
The whole top is Marvel.
The
Dude,
bottom is DC.
you were on last night. Was it last night or the night before on that claim?
Yeah.
Night before, right? And you were like towards the end of the show. I didn't watch the whole thing. I caught the ending at the. I caught parts of it on the replay. I think I was there at the beginning, and you guys were just hanging out talking, and you were, oh, this is that. I'm not a DC guy at all.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you were like pulling out. This is the first. I think it was during the Black Adam books that you guys were.
Oh yeah, when Thorough showed that Shazam run, well, the kind of Black Adam type run, yeah. I was giving a little bit of information on the books.
I was like, dude, he knows. That's not. It doesn't sound like it's a huge fact what he's throwing out. I know Thorough knows his shit though too. Though.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, I mean, I guess I come across. All right, baby, bye. My wife is going to work right now. She's about to, yeah.
Thank you.
He said thank you.
Thank you.
She's laughing. I guess I come across more. You know what it is? Is just a lot of people. Our community is more Marvel based.
You would say, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I come off defending DC more, or probably sharing what I know of DC, because maybe they don't know certain things for DC, and that'll help them kind of look into more DC. So it comes across that I'm more of a DC guy, but I think I'm both. I like to consider myself that I'm both. I like both of them equally. Right. Just my top two heroes are DC characters. They're Batman and Superman.
Nice.
Superman being number one. To me. So it comes across that way, but I like both. I like to consider myself that I like both.
I was watching your you were doing. I saw your video today about, and you were doing I believe it was a sideshow Superman statue.
Oh, the Christopher Reeve, the from Iron Studio, yeah.
And you that's exactly right. And you said Christopher Reeve's my Superman. Christopher Reeve's. Yeah. I'm not a big DC guy and all this, but dude, Christopher Reeve's my freaking Superman as well.
Yeah. The first two movies, the other two,
fire. Yeah, the first two,
yeah.
fire.
And I bought that statue number one because it was inexpensive, and it captured like one of my favorite scenes of the movie. Right. When he's standing on the flag post and he says, kid, to step outside, and General Zod is like, kneel before Zod, like that was the best. So I was like, oh, if I can get that. They captured that moment good in that statue.
Do you still have it? You still have it?
Yeah, I do. I still have it. Yeah,
awesome.
Nice.
In a box, not displayed in a box. All my statues are in boxes still.
Yeah, I'm kind of like going through that myself, dude. I gotta put some stuff away, man, because I just don't got the room myself. Yeah. It's hard, dude. Man, we got some awesome people. Art Chemist showed up. We had Thorough, Murphinator, JLS. What's going on? We had the D.
Podcast, yeah.
Yeah, man. Big Remo. Thank you, guys. I'm sorry if I missed anyone. Gomez, what's up, broski?
Oh, there you go, broski. And Tats Comics is in there too.
Tats.
Broski.
Yeah, we actually had Gomez here.
You had Gomez here.
About a month ago, maybe 2 months going on now. Super cool guy. He's actually on the West Coast. He's on the West Coast. He's an honorable warrior, right?
No, I at first, we just called ourselves the NY Warriors, and then everyone would ask us, "How do you join the NY Warriors?" I mean, it's not really joining. We just called ourselves that. It wasn't like a.
Who came up with the name?
So the name was from Jean Paul H. Peter. Do you know who that is?
Of course.
CPAP? Yeah. So CPAP. So back in like 2016. CPAP used to do the off-air hangouts, like to hit the Google Hangouts. He would do offers, and he would send all of us invites all the time. And the first, I was like, "Who's this guy sending me these invites?" And then I see the thing, I see the name Jean Paul H. Peter on the thing, inviting you to hang out. So then when I looked at my channel and my subscriptions, he was like the third person to ever sub my channel.
Wow.
I'm like, "Oh, this guy is just the third person ever sub my channel. Let me click in one of these links." So when I clicked on one of the links, I found people there that were commenting on the videos that I was posting and all that, and from there we were hooked because all we did was at night just hang out and talk about comics all day off air, and because when you talk about comics, you can talk about it all day,
All day.
and
Yeah.
it got to the point where it became a regular thing, and the weekend would come, and me and my wife, we worked opposite shifts. I worked during the day, she worked at night, or vice versa. So I always had like a lot of time to myself certain nights, So on those nights, I would jump on the off-air hangouts with the guys, and we would talk and stuff like that. And then the other guys that were from New York were going on there too, like Manny YC, Jeff Johnson, Marky, everybody would show up there. And so that date, that 3/5/16, that was the first time we were gonna meet up as a group. Me and Manny already had met up a few times before that, but we didn't meet up with the rest of the guys, at the time. So we all bought tickets for the Big Apple Con of that year,
Nice.
2016, right? And some of the celebrities that were going to go there was the Warriors, from the movie The Warriors from the 70s, right?
I freaking love that movie, bro.
Yeah. So we were looking forward to meeting them. He was like, yeah, that'd be cool. Meet the Warriors, right? And so that Saturday, right? I mean, that Friday, that night before the con, the website put out that they canceled. The Warriors canceled. They're not going to be there. So we were disappointed. So I was on the off air with it was me, Marky, Manny, Jeff, Sean, a few other guys, and I was like, damn, the Warriors canceled. That's gonna, we were like, oh, that sucks. That's
bummed
the whole
out,
point. Yeah, we were bummed out about it. And then Sean said, you know what? Don't worry about it because the Warriors canceled, but my New York Warriors will be there. And as soon as he said that, it's like I just looked up and I said, oh shit, like the light bulb hit. And I was like, yo, Sean, that's his name, Sean. I said, I love that. I like that. You know what? That's what we're gonna be called from now on. At that point forward, we're the New York Warriors, bro. That's it. You did it. You named us. That's it. It's official. And we ran with it from that point on. And that, in March it will be 5 years of doing, being like the group as NY Warriors like that.
Wow.
I saw the first video and you guys used I think was it Manny or was somebody doing it to come out to play?
Oh yeah, Manny was trying to do the come out and play. We messed it all up.
Come out to play.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Javi, we actually went to the SuperCon down here, and we actually met the guy that played Swan in the Warriors. He was at
he was there, yeah.
Yeah, he was at the con here, but dude, he wanted like $50 for a signature and all this. I said, no, man. I'm just glad to talk to you, bro. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a little pricey when it comes to their signatures,
The guy was cool, dude, but it's like, dude, I don't know, man. I'm just not I'm not an autograph collector. No.
Yeah,
right.
I did like meeting him, dude. The guy was cool. I know the gangs. I used to freaking when that movie came out back in the day, dude. People were freaking out. There was like the gangs and all this.
Yeah.
I'm a baseball fury, bro. I'm the baseball furies.
So to go back, what you said that Gomez is like unofficial word.
He is, man. I'm just missing, bro.
No, but to explain. So New York Warriors, like I told them, I said we just say that because we're from New York, right? Like most of us, right? But I told like Gomez and like you see Emerging Murphinator, like we talk on a regular basis. I was like, would you come on my show and you're a regular on my show, like the way those guys come on, you're NY Warrior regardless,
King of the Golden State's another one.
Yeah, King of the Golden State, Thoro, so all the BLC, Big Line Cat, so I consider all those guys, they're New York Warriors to me. If anyone asks me if that's a New York Warrior, I'm gonna say yeah, they are because they're on there now so much that they're part of the group. Yeah, they're part of the group. We interact on a daily basis with all those guys, and so they're officially, even though Murph is from Boston, and you know how we feel about our Boston people, but we bust each other's chops on that all the time.
Comics and love, man. What's going on? No, dude, it's all good. YouTube's changed a lot, right? Especially since you guys got on, and like you brought up GPAP, dude. He's an OG. He's one of the old. Yeah. He's one of the old ones. But
yeah,
I've been on for 2 years. I think Javi, you've been somewhere around that time, right?
Yeah, about a year and a half.
Yeah. And but I was watching forever, right? I've been watching probably for about 4 or 5 years. It's really changed, and one of the things that's changed is the auctions, and you guys were like one of the first.
Yeah. So the auctions, I'll give you a little history about the auctions that started on YouTube. So the first channel to ever do a auction on YouTube was We Love Comics.
Okay.
Yeah, so We Love Comics first started the auctions, and the way he would do it was he'd call it a silent auction because I guess he didn't know if you can get in trouble for bidding on a live chat, So what he did was he had his panel like show a book and show the condition and everything, and then they would send their bids in silently through email. Yeah, and then the person will announce like who had the highest bid or who was the only person that bid or something like that. It was kind of weird. I think it didn't really fit. I think I think that didn't fit. And then after he started doing auctions, the Great Legend Show started doing auctions. He started doing it like on every like twice a month. He would do it like the first Saturday and the last Saturday of every week, something like that. I can't remember the schedule. And he would only get like probably like about 15 to 20 people watching, and I'm like, this could really go somewhere, but he's not promoting it, I think, correctly, So me and Manny were talking, and we was like, we should ask him if we could be guest sellers on his panel, and then we'll make a flyer because we'll get Eddie the comic guy. He's like our behind the scenes. I make all the flyers like for the last couple of years. I've been making them, but prior to that, Eddie used to make my flyers.
Okay.
Eddie the comic guy. He used to have a YouTube channel. He doesn't, but he's behind the scenes, And so I asked Eddie to make a flyer for his auction, and put all our logos on it, and let's just post it on Instagram and Facebook and everywhere, and just promote the hell out of this, So we did it, and that auction that we were guests for the first time, he broke a record. He was over 50 people watching live
on the Legend.
On that one. Yeah. I don't know if he would ever admit that, but that's how that happened. Before that, it was only maybe 20 people at the most, 25 watching. You could go back and see. Right. So then from that point on, I wouldn't ask him every time he would do it because I know he rotates the community. So I would ask him once in a while, can I get on or whatever, and he would say, yeah, like he'll let us come on to sell and interact and all that because it was good for his channel. He was getting a lot of people to come and view, and he was getting a lot of traffic. And then there was times where like I wanted to sell off some of my collection so I could purchase this book. I paid for this book at the time $800. I don't mind saying it, and to me I never spend that amount of money on a book ever. To me that was like I was even scared to tell my wife how much this book costed at the time.
Is that the most you've ever spent till this day?
The most I've ever spent on a book.
Or have you gone over that since?
You know what? I think so. I think this is so far the most. I've spent a few hundred on books here and there, but I think a single issue. I think this is still the most money I've thrown down on a book. Yeah,
and that book ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. So then after that, that's when we decided to because Marky wanted to sell books at the time because he wanted to like off some of the stuff so he could pay for grading fees, and then because everything started evolving. We opened an account with CBCS, and we opened accounts with we were submitting books to CGC and CB, and so things started getting more expensive. And we all working people, we all have families, so we can't really take our money from our family to go and then grade books and stuff like that. So we found, so, we used the hobby to pay for the hobby, and then I said, we should just do our own auction. We have enough people, we could just do it. We'll just do it opposite weekends of Legends auction, because I didn't want to throw up an auction at the same time that he's doing one, because that would have been, that's not, I would have been like, that's not right, I'm not going to do that, because then you have people running to auction and we have the same audience and all that. So we did opposites of him, and we would do auctions like once a month or once every 2-3 weeks like that. And then it got to the point after that first year, the auctions were, when we first started, we were just giving away books, man. We were giving away Ultimate Fallout #4s, and nobody wanted to buy none of those books. First Spider-Gwen's, first Miles Morales. Nobody wanted none of those books, man, at that time. Yeah, and we were telling people like, listen, this is a spec book. Yeah, like this is a new character. All the everything that everyone knows now. We were already telling them that 5 years ago when they could have got it for dirt cheap. And because I had multiple copies of those books. Erod always hoarded that book. We've had we were telling people at that time that this is the way to go, but nobody listened. And then from there I said, you know what, we're gonna do this on a regular basis because at that time I decided that I had about 5,000 books in my collection, 6,000 books, and I said that's too much for me. I can't have that many books.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
You had how much
about 5,000, 5,000 to 6,000 books. Yeah.
In a house, right?
No, it's a 4-bedroom apartment. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of books, dude.
Yeah,
it's a lot of books, man.
Yeah, it was a lot. I had a lot of books, and
What do you think you're down to now?
Oh, now maybe 1,000.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah. And now I can tell you exactly how many boxes I got. 4, 5. I have 12 short boxes. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have 12 short boxes, and then I have 3 of the grading boxes, the BCW, the hard grade. I have three boxes of graded books. The ones on my wall. The boxes are like 2 of them are full, and 1 is like half. And then I have a few more slabs, like in the racks, like you'll see laying flat there, like that. So
I'm sorry I interrupted. Go ahead with the auction. So then.
So then we just decided. I said, you know what, we're gonna do the auction every week, once a week. We're gonna change the game, and we're gonna pick a day that no one picks because the auctions back then were always Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Right. Nobody ever ran an auction during Monday through Friday at all. So I said, you know what, we're gonna pick the most random day, Tuesday, because Tuesday's boring night, right? I told the guys, what are you guys doing Tuesday night, right? Nothing. Nobody's doing nothing. So Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, we started the auction, and we did it for about a year and a half after that, straight every week, and then it grew from there. It
became a staple every Tuesday.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, TiVo was a part of a lot of those auctions. He used to come on a regular basis to the auctions and the show. He used to support us. He used to call us his sister channel, kind of, because it was kind of like we steered off from ComicFanatics. You guys remember ComicFanatics?
No, now they know.
ComicFanatics was a 2-person channel by Ray Jr. and Marty, and they started one of the first. Well, for me, it was the first live podcast type show like we doing now.
Right.
It was the first show. It was called Comic Talk, and he did it on this. He did it once a week at 7 p.m. Eastern on their channel, ComicFanatics. And the first episode they did, it was just them two, and We Love Comics was on there. And then on their second episode, they invited me to be on. And from there, I did like almost every episode until the end. And
when they invited you, how long were you on YouTube?
I was on YouTube for about a year.
Okay.
For about a year. Yeah, I was on YouTube. And then at TiVo, I can't remember what number episode he came on. TiVo came onto that show probably by like the 7th episode. Mm-hmm. Like we were about 7 episodes in, maybe 5. Correct me if I'm wrong, TiVo. You remember the number. And then from there, just it happened every week. And then it got to the point where I couldn't commit to that time frame anymore. That's 7 p.m. Eastern on a Sunday. That's kind of in the middle of my, sometimes we was out and I couldn't make it. And then I was like, you know what, I like doing this. And I had we would rotate, like the guys would be on it, Marky would be on it, Manny would be on it, Jeff would be on the show, King of the Golden State would be on that show, Murphinator, JLS Comics would be on there. JLS also couldn't make that schedule, so JLS also decided to do his own talk show type thing, comics called Comic Conversations.
I remember that. I've actually met him. He's down here with us. He's in Fort Lauderdale.
He's in Florida, yeah.
Nice.
He's in Florida. So he started doing that, and then we started the whole chilling with the NY Warriors, also. So we decided I picked Monday, and it was a bi-weekly show. Like you guys. He said I went on WLC and then yeah, when Tim got on the show, the WLC started.
Yeah, I don't think I was watching YouTube when I think I started watching YouTube when We Love Comics like ended his channel and then he started a new one or something.
Yeah.
shit went down. I don't know the whole
And he
story.
came back. Yeah, it's
I
too
don't really
much.
care. I don't really care, but I think that's when I started watching YouTube was right after all that stuff.
When you think about it now, like all that was all like nonsense. You know what I mean?
It
Just
usually
Yeah.
is.
It usually is. Yeah.
that's
People,
all. I mean, I never really had. I don't have no beef with the guy, not like that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I guess some people. The community now is so big, and shout out to Tim. Tim says this all the time. He says we all don't have to like each other. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to. You could just do your thing, and you watch who you watch, and you talk to who you talk. That's it. There's nothing wrong with it. Like
you kind of want one. You don't have the time to watch everybody. You
Right.
want
no, yeah, you don't.
it's impossible. But then you kind of see where you kind of fit in, okay, and you find the niche, and I think everybody does, and
it just comes naturally. That happens natural. You start commenting on somebody's videos, and then you make sure that you tune in all the time, and then you end up speaking to them. You end up messaging them privately, and then it just evolves. It evolves naturally. If you force it, things go wrong. If it's just something that happens naturally, then the relationships you build last for a long time.
They do, man. I think my life's gotten better because of it. Before, I would see my friends every once in a while. Everybody's doing their own thing, and being on YouTube, you can hang out with your friends every freaking night.
Yeah.
It's pretty freaking awesome. But yeah, dude, you guys have recently kind of stopped those auctions, though, right? Or they're not as
I do them once a month now because the auction game now, basically, I call it the auction game, is gotten like oversaturated on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like nothing against
so
anyone.
much.
Yeah, nothing that wants, nothing against any channel. You do what you got to do to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? Because I did it. You could do it also. But right now, the community has grown so much that it's like an auction every week, and so you put it out there, and people don't have money to be spending it, every week like that. So it kind of like I started noticing like towards the end of when I decided not to go, every week no more, they were getting where things weren't moving, so I decided to, I took a break. Then, something happened to me last year where I got really sick last year. It wasn't Corona, put it out there, but
if it was, it's okay, dude.
But just to let people know, it wasn't that. I'm not ashamed of it,
But you made it. But you know what? Even if it was, dude, you're good. So who cares?
Yeah. So I got sick, and when I got sick, like I was sick for a while, and I couldn't do the shows like that anymore, like on a regular basis. And
I remember when that happened.
And then I had a whole issue. Then I started with my whole weight loss journey and stuff like that. And and then when I got better, I came. I feel like, okay, I'm gonna come back, but this time I'm gonna do things a little different. I'm not gonna do the auctions every week. It was a lot of pressure to do that. And the show, I do it every Monday because it's fun to do the show. Like I find it really fun. But if something comes up, the show's canceled this week, guys. It's not a big deal. Like before.
No pressure.
Before it was like I felt like I was pressured to do it all the time, and I just slowed down now, and I just take everything at pace now. And it's evolved, and it's gotten good. It's gotten better. The community's gotten huge. There's a lot of groups out there now, a lot of shows, and now getting 1,000 subs now is like, everyone's getting 1,000 subs quick. Before, how long it took me to get started? It took me years to get 1,000 subs.
You know what? That's great. But dude, when you're talking about the pressure, I go through that sometimes, and it's like you got to take a step back. It's like, dude, who cares if we go on, if we don't go on? Man, I haven't put up. I haven't uploaded a video in like 4 weeks. Oh, dude, this is not a job. This is just hanging out, man.
Yeah. Some people want to make it a job, which is fine. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. All to it, But for me, right now, it's not a job. It don't pay my rent. This don't pay my rent. So I take it by pace. You know what I mean? I will one day probably put in. I have things working on the side and stuff like that I'm planning to do. But when it's time to do them, it'll be time to do them. I'm not gonna stress myself to try to keep up with someone else. You know what I mean? Then it makes it not fun anymore. So I'll just do what I do, and if that's people enjoy watching, they'll tune in. If they don't, they don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? You brought up a point about doing the auctions, and people just weren't buying. But being on auctions, it's also stressful as a seller because you gotta be looking for stuff to sell. And did you fall into that trap? Always, you weren't hunting, or you weren't buying books.
Listen, for the first 2 years, until I would say until the beginning of 2020, I literally probably just sold everything. Everything was from my collection.
Mm-hmm.
Like my collection was all over the place. Like
you have 5,000 books, so you
I collected everything. Young Avengers,
mm-hmm.
DC Silver Age, Marvel Silver Age. Like my collection was all over the place.
Right.
So mostly all my books were for my collection. And then as I started getting more into buying spec books and things like that, I would go, and when I go to the LCS and they'd have back issues, I would think, what would the community like? What books can I bring to them that they normally would pay more money for on eBay? And I would always sell everything for less. It was more about getting people a chance to achieve, books that they wouldn't achieve normally. So, so a lot of times, like I would buy a book for $10, and then I would start bidding off at $5. And if it went for $5, it went for $5. If it went for 10, it went for 10. I wouldn't put a book up for auction that I know wasn't worth a certain amount of money. Like, for example, if I know this book is worth only $50, and I started the book off at $20, $25, and once it hit that 50 point, and say the bidding got out of control, I would never let it get past that. I would never, because then to me they'll be overpaying, and when they get that book and they look it up, they're gonna be like, "Damn, he got me." You know what I mean? And that person will never come back and buy from me. So I always made that a priority when I sell a book, and I always made a priority to go over the condition of the book as best as I can, describe it, and make sure that everything is good. Always, with the way I wrap the books, the way I want to receive them, the whole nine. Like I make sure that they get everything perfect. And I think anyone knows in the community, and anyone ever got any book from me, that it's come really good. Come well.
Have you had a lot of issues with the auctions? As not to you personally, but people in the panel and stuff, as people not paying or stuff, or being not happy with the books? Does that happen a lot?
So as far as like the panel, I would get tons of messages from the community, people in the community, they want to come on the auction, but I always kept it tight circle, because even though the guys are individual sellers on the auction, it's still my channel, and it's still my reputation, because when somebody wouldn't be happy with someone's book, instead of them reaching out to that seller, they would reach out to me.
Right.
So, and then I would have to deal with it, so I was very picky on who I let on the auction. I had a rule. I said, you can't come on the auction if the community doesn't know who you are. If you're not, you have to make we have to know who you are. You have to at least make videos for me to know to let you on the auction, because then there's a face that you can hold accountable if you do something wrong, So I wouldn't let a lot of people on that I didn't know. I would have to know you first. I would have to see that you had content, and then I would let you on.
Yeah,
that's how they go. Some people that became on they came on the panel. They were just people that would watch, and I would interact with them so much through comments and through chats that they ended up opening their channels because of that. And then you'll see them on, like for example, Thorough used to always watch all of us. He would watch us for a long time, not comment. And then one day when we were doing the auctions, he just decided to, let me bid. And I think he bought books from me, and then he got them, and then he would message me and tell me about the books that he has in his collection. And I would get excited, like, bro, you got to show that one day, man. Why don't you, make a video or something and show what you got and all that. And then one day he just decided to go live, and he started doing his thing on YouTube. And then he came on the auction as a guest after he started putting content on and all that. And the rest is history. So you can see what he's doing now. He got a nice little partnership now with CBSI. He's gonna be doing the indie spotlight for them.
That's awesome.
Nice, dude. The first show I ever was a guest on was Thorough. I was the first. I was the first on his Chop Up video show.
Yeah,
I think I was the first guest, and I reached out to Thorough, and he got me on the channel, and we did like an hour, man, and it was awesome, dude. It was freaking awesome. and I've been on with him maybe a couple other times. I got to get him on here, man. It's been too long.
Yeah, he's in the chat right now. He said I
Yeah.
got burned several times having people that didn't know too well in the auctions. Even going in my own collection to pocket to make shit right for the city sellers. Yeah. As a host and you're running it, you have to make it right.
It's your name regardless.
Yeah. I was real picky about that. I still am. I'm still real picky about who I let on the auction. I just won't let anyone in because they can mess up everything you've done.
Exactly. Hey, Murph, man, that's exactly right, dude. We all watched and never commented. That was me. Then one day you comment, and then all of a sudden, you're
making videos.
Yeah, that was me. I used to watch all the time. I would watch guys like Lightning 2288, Omega Shinryukin. I would watch him. He just put out. People, these guys those guys were putting out like keys after key issues, and they were real detailed on what the books were about and all that. And I was like, oh man, I need that. A lot of the books I knew about already. I just never I never attained them because I always had other priorities, with stuff and going on. And I was like, I'm not dropping $100 for this book. There's no way, But then once you get into YouTube and you start networking with people and you see that these things are attainable, and then my collection before I started YouTube, I had maybe 4 long boxes.
Right.
That was my collection, 4 long boxes. After that, forget it. My collection exploded after that, So in a couple of years.
No, dude, that's exactly the way it is. And before it used to be all haul videos, right? It used to be that's the only thing you used to watch. And then it kind of got like into a rat race trying to, get books to show on your haul videos. And that was like a thing. And then auction started, and I got to get books for the auction.
Unboxing videos.
You know what? I never did that like that with the whole videos. I saw that everyone would put together like a bunch of books and then do a whole video. So my formula was this: I would do because I would be able to get more. I used to put out about 4 to 5 videos a week on my channel.
That's a lot.
But they were quick little 5-minute, 2-minute, 3-minute videos. So what I would do is I would order like 2 or 3 books on eBay that I would want. And as soon as they arrive, I do a quick little unboxing, eBay unpackaging, boom. And it'll be Batman, Superman, number 22, 23, 24. I will talk a little bit about why I bought them, boom. And that's it. Video is done. Post it. Next day, if another package came, I would open that video up, boom, like that. Or if I would get a couple of packages in one shot, I would open 2 and save 1 for another day. Like that, instead of doing like a long haul video, I always did them short like that, and it was able to get more content out like that, and more put out more videos like that.
And honest, those short videos are better for the shortest attention spans, man.
Yeah. If you look at now with that, the viewership, people they don't really, 12 minutes the most.
Exactly. 12 minutes is like the sweet spot, right? That's like right on the border. If it goes a little bit longer, you're gonna find yourself fast forwarding through that video,
Yeah, the only people that will watch like your whole video is someone that that you're like, then those people will, like if I watch like a Tim's haul video, I'm gonna watch the whole thing because I know him, Or if I watch his like Shakers list or the shows that he do, I usually catch his on the Rewinder. I'll watch the whole thing because I know him, So. But if it's someone I don't know and I'm just getting a recommendation, I skim through it, 4 or 5 minutes tops. Yeah.
You go real quick. Let me I'll bring Javi back in the minute he gets back in. He just went there.
BXPR collector. He does short videos. He does he buys collectibles and things like that. He puts out like 5, 6, 7-minute videos.
That's the way to do it, dude. That's the way to do it. Let me see, is he back? There he is. There you are.
Yeah, I do have a couple of more books if you want.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
Yeah. So these are the kind of, for, COVID, the year 2020 is known for COVID, right? And we're like, damn, we didn't get that many books because shit, stuff was closed and everything. But as I started pulling out, I started realizing that I did pretty well in the beginning of 2020 when it came to books.
I had a good 2020 as myself.
Yeah. So this is one of the books I got right here. This is another Golden Age book. I got this one from Manny YC. He sold this one to me. This is Action Comics 91 from 1945.
Nice.
5.5.
5.5.
Yeah. So he
put this up on auction.
He put this up for auction, and no one bid on this. And he was starting the bidding off at like about $200. And I'm like, damn, dude, from 1945 and a 5.5. It's not key, but it has a great cover
45, man.
and it's a good condition.
For those
Yeah.
books, it doesn't matter if it's a key or not. Those are they're keys, basically.
They're key because they still survived. You know, that's what makes them key. Yeah, it's a great book, man. In nice condition, 5.5.
Do you find yourself buying a lot from other warriors and stuff, people on the auction?
Let me tell you, my best books are from my friends.
Wow.
Here's another one, and this one I bought this one off of Marky.
Nice.
He put it on the auction one time, and a little dusty. So Green Lantern 87.
Oh, I
First
love that.
appearance of John Stewart. 7.0 off white to white.
That's a sweet book, bro.
Yeah, first appearance of John Stewart, and he gave me a good price on it. He gave me a price where he still made money off of it.
Yeah.
And he left me some meat in the bone for it, and the book has gone up because with the speculation of John Stewart being in the Green Lantern show and all that just drives the price up. But for a book like this, I don't think you need too much speculation on it. It's it'll always be a pricey book just because it's the first African American Green Lantern, and comics now are trying to be as diverse as possible, and so this is a character that definitely you could spec on, but you don't need to spec on it, in my opinion. It's always gonna hold value. So I bought this from him because he upgraded his. This was his. He has a 9.0.
Nice. And that's a square bound, ain't it?
Oh yeah, it's a square bound book. Yeah, it is square bound. Tough. Square bound books. You already know with the white, they're usually chewed up all by the staples and stuff like that. This one has
it's always that edge, bro.
Yeah, this one has a nice spine to it. It's not. It presents higher, in my opinion, than a 7.0. I think if I send this to CGC, it'll come higher.
You know what? You just brought up CGC. You guys were like with sponsorship with CB. I remember Manny was working for CBCS, wasn't he?
Manny was like a satellite employee from them. That's what he called it. Where if they couldn't show up on the show, they would hire him to represent them on the show. To take submissions and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he was also an authorized witness for them. Well, basically, I would say what CGC calls how do they call it when?
Not the facilitator, the witness.
Like a facilitator, I would say. That's what the term CGC does it. Manny really wasn't a facilitator, but it was kind of the same thing. Like he would set up their CBCS booth and take in their submissions and send it to them. Yeah,
I thought I was. I was pretty sure I was his first guest. That's thorough. Yeah. On the top up, I remember that. Yeah, it's been it's been a while.
He said, "What are your guys' sweet spots for Bronze Age?"
As far as what? What do you mean by sweet spot, Remo?
Oh, probably he means in grades.
Yeah, grades.
Oh, grades.
So if he's meaning grades,
grades.
Silver Age has a sweet spot. If you look at 4.5s, you would think, oh, there's a low grade. Look at Silver Age books in 4.5s. They present really, really nice for the age of the book.
Yeah.
So don't sleep on those 4.5s, man.
No, they're all different. Some present better than other 4.0. Not all 4.0s are the same. You gotta, but yes, 4.0 is perfect.
Yeah, and for me, Bronze Age, I like them. Like ideal would be nothing lower than like a 7.0, 7.5.
Okay.
For a Bronze Age.
For me, my sweet spot for a silver, it's 4 to 5. I'm fine with that because that's usually the right price range. And dude, I love 8.0s for bronze. If I could have everything in 8.0, I'd be happy. But but I'll take my 6s and I'll take my 5s too. Man.
Yeah, you'll take them until you upgrade.
I'll take it for a good price.
Yeah, that's how you do it. You take and you upgrade. Ideally we want everything high grade.
Of course. But when it boils down to how does it represent and how much are you getting it for, and what you're getting it for doesn't mean that you're getting a deal, but you're getting it at a fair price that you're happy with. Yeah. You don't feel you're getting gyps.
Yeah. And some books that if you buy them at like what they're going for at the current market, it's okay to get them at. Some people think, oh, I don't want to pay GPA price for it. I want to pay below. But some books like you pay that because they're gonna go up regardless. It's like a perfect example. This book right here.
Oh,
So
that is sweet.
Yeah, so the ASM 129 7.5. This book, the way I got this book was I got it from Comically Flawed. So we did a trade / like some money involved in it as well. So it broke it down to what I gave him was worth about $800 to $900 at the time. And at the time, the 7.5 was going for that amount of money.
Right.
And I was okay with that because I knew that this book will still go up regardless. So if you look up a 7.5 now GPA, it's well above $900.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
about $1,200 right now.
Exactly.
You know, so those books like that you buy them at fair market, at the market value, but every year they'll go up regardless.
Yeah, they're spec books, but they're not really spec books, man. They're already established, right?
They're established, yeah. They're already established, yeah.
So I guess you can call them investment books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That book, Hulk 181, Hulk 181, even Amazing Spider-Man 300 is another example. A couple of years ago, I bought a 9.4 newsstand from Amazing Murphinator, and I paid at cost, I think, what was the book was going for at that time, which was like $400. So I didn't mind giving him what the book was going for at the time because he let me do payments on it, because he was a friend of mine. He was like, "Don't worry, Biggs, you want the book? You could do some payments." So I paid him like weekly or bi-weekly. I paid it off in probably like a month. I gave him, because we were doing auctions every week at that time. So every time I made money off the auction, I would send it to him, and I would pay him off quick. Now look up a 9.4 newsstand CGC for ASM 300. It's crazy expensive. It's at about $1,000 right now, probably a little more.
It's probably more than 1,000. I think it's gone north of 1,000.
It's gone up like astronomical. That book, So
did you have a hard time coming to grips to sell your books? I mean,
Oh yeah, big time. I sold a lot of books that I didn't want to sell. I sold like Batman 251 with the Joker on it. I sold like Silver Surfer #1. I sold Silver Surfer issue 4. That's the one with Thor and him on that.
Are you over it? Are you over? Have you got any of those books back?
I got I sold one time Mr. Miracle #1. Okay. First appearance of Mr. Miracle was a 7.5 that wasn't really pressed. I know it could get higher. I sold it to Comically Flawed, and then I kind of, because I have my run here of Mr. Miracle also, and it was missing that #1. And I'm like, damn, I want that book back. And he ended up selling it to me for cost again. He didn't even. He charged me what I charged him. He gave it back to me. So shout out to him. Thank you for that. But yeah, there's times I would want certain books back, and I've bought some books back. Not the same book, that I sold to that person, but another copy of the same book I've bought back.
No, I recently started selling it this year, and I've had a little bit of remorse, but then you get something better or something else you're really
right. Some of these books is just to pay for more submissions and things like that.
Or to pay for a submission. Are you guys going back to the CGC, CBCS? Are you guys moving more to CGC now?
Well, no, I wouldn't say no. I use both. So the reason we first got into CBCS was because it was easier to attain the signatures with CBCS, because when we go to a con at the time, things are probably defined a little better now, but it was horrible to get a signature using CGC because you would have to wait on their long line just to give them your book to get it signed. Then you would have to wait on another line with the witness to get it signed, and then you have to go back and wait on the line again, and you just literally waste your time in the con with a line. With CBCS, they had their witnesses already at the tables with the people, and one witness could witness a whole group of people. Right. It wasn't like with the one person at a time, so it was super fast, or you could just leave your book with CBCS and they'll get it signed for you and bring it back. Right. While you could do whatever you wanted to do. So we used to do all our yellow labels with CBCS, and then anything we submitted for a regular blue label that we might sell down the line, we would use CGC.
That's smart. Because a lot of you guys go for those signatures, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, I got into signatures big, but I blame the community for that. The community got me into signatures because before I didn't like my books being signed. You know.
What changed? Why is it the community's fault? Because people started showing their books with the signatures and all that.
Yeah, you know, when you start with your friends that like, you know, like guys like Manny and all them, like they used to always go for signatures, and they would show me like their slabs with like a nice signature on it. And I'm like, you know what, you're right. It does look good with that yellow label and that stuff. Guys like King of the Golden State, like
If it's a peer pressure, then
yeah. King of the Golden State put out a video a few years ago with his X-Men run with Chris Claremont's signature on it. You know, that whole Bronze Age run from like 101 to like 129. He was showing some of those books signed, and they looked really nice, like in the yellow label with Chris's signature on it. And I was like, yo, I want to do that to my X-Men books. And then I started, there's the one up there. I started doing Chris Claremont's signature just to, you know, because I like the way they look. You know, I like the way he made the. Despite Chris Claremont's a nice guy, you know, when you meet him.
Dude, he'll talk your ear off, bro.
Yeah. He 1 year at New York City Comic Con. Shout out to Carlos. He's not, you know, he doesn't do any shows. You know, he doesn't do the videos anymore with us. But he had Claremont give the New York Warriors a shout out. And Claremont was like, "Hey, New York Warriors, you may be from New York, but watch yourselves in Brooklyn."
He's cool. I actually like the signature a lot, especially when he does it with a trade dress.
Yeah,
yes, bro.
Yeah, he doesn't want to cover the artwork. He just wants to go. That's why he goes on the name.
I guess that's you, Javi.
Yeah. John Wick.
Cool.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome, man. You kind of brought up something I want to touch on. You're looking really good, bro.
Oh, thank you, man.
I noticed that. I noticed it, especially going back to some of your older videos.
Oh, you saw the video, your face like this. I'm like,
yeah, dude. You mind talking about that?
Yeah, no, I don't mind.
Did that come about because you did get sick last year, or is this something that came out on his own?
Yeah. So what happened was I didn't know I was diabetic at the time.
Okay.
You know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when I found out that I got type 2 diabetes, so it's not hereditary. It was self-inflicted, basically. You know. So I went to the doctor and they did the blood work and everything. I found out, and then they gave me this medication, metformin, and I was taking it, you know, for it, and I started doing like a little diet and everything with it, you know, and all that. And the medication was like, it was horrible. It was giving me all sorts of side effects, you know, and I couldn't do it no more. And I stopped it cold turkey. The medication, that was probably the worst thing I could have done, because you know, medication like that, which I didn't know at the time, has adverse effects if you do that. And that's what happened, you know. And then I started, you know, getting swollen and retaining a lot of water, and you know, it was just horrible, man, to the point where it was affecting me even going to work, you know. And I was just gaining so much weight out of nowhere. I wasn't even eating, and I was just gaining so much weight. One day I went to work, and this is when COVID happened, when everything got locked down over here. Like, and so I couldn't even go see my doctors. I couldn't even go to their office to see them, and I couldn't get blood work scheduled, not like that, because none of the protocols were put in place yet. And so no one was seeing nobody, you know. And the thing was, you didn't want to go to the hospital because that's a sure chance for you to catch COVID in the hospital at the time,
right?
You know? And at the time, my sister had passed away. She was one of the first people that passed away from COVID last year, and I was really scared to go to the hospital. And it got to the point where
sorry to hear that.
One day I went to work, and Erod was there, right? Erod came. Erod works like a block away from me. He came to pick up some stuff that I had for him, and I was like, "Yo, I gotta go home. I don't feel right," you know. And I just at that time I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know that I was getting my blood pressure was dropping,
right?
And I was getting like the chill. I was freezing cold, and even though it was 100 degrees outside, and I didn't know what was going on. Yeah, and he was like, "Yo, Biggs, you want me to call an ambulance?" I'm like, "No, I'll be all right." You know, me, I don't want to go to the fucking hospital because, you know, whatever. You know, and he kind of didn't know what to do neither. And then I just, you know, I drank a little bit of Gatorade, and I guess my sugar up at the time back in. And all of a sudden I felt like, oof, like that went away what I had. Then I was like, "Nah, don't worry, I'm good right now. I could make it home. You know, I'm fine." So then I left work. I came home, and when I got home, like I started getting bad again to the point that my legs were swelling up like that. Like it was just horrible, whatever. And then finally, after back and forth with these doctors, I got people to come home to come and draw blood, because that's what happened. It was an adverse effect to the medication, and the only way to fix that was to get new medication to counteract this one, regulate me. And then after a couple of weeks that I started once I got the blood work done and I got my new medication or whatever, it started working. I started feeling better. Like after the second day, I was like, wait a minute, it feels a little different now. And then I got better and better. And then I was seeing my nutritionist on a regular basis, and I was seeing my doctors on a regular basis, and I was taking their advice and following my plans. And I just started dropping weight like that. And in like about 7 months, I lost about 130 pounds.
Wow.
7 months, yeah. Of all that excess water and everything that was just in my system that wouldn't leave, that the medication caused, And now it's getting to the point where all my sugar is like normal now. So it's to the point now that they're gonna do another blood work test to, the A1C is what determines if you have diabetes or not. So he's running another A1C test on my blood to see. He thinks I don't need it anymore. But again, I can't leave the medication now without them doing it properly, because that could happen again,
So you're feeling good now? You're feeling
I feel great, man.
Dude, that's awesome.
It's night and day now. Like before I wasn't sleeping. It was horrible, man. You don't even know. I almost died.
It's scary. Yeah, it's scary.
Like I literally almost died, for real. Like I can admit that now. Like I was dying, slowly. But now it's just totally night and day now, like everything's changed. And the guys know, like Manny, Era, they saw me in person through this whole process. You know what I mean? Like that's why I would call those guys my brothers for life, because they helped me through this, like for real, like in real life. Like they would check on me and all that, and call me on a regular basis. And Thoro also would be like, "Yo, Biggs, you okay?" This and that, and just make sure that I'm doing okay. Era would stop by, when I was going to work to make sure I was okay. Manny will worry about me. Mike will hold stuff down on the channel for me because I wasn't feeling physically well to do it. So he would run the auctions for me, but I would have my camera off and stuff like that. So I remember that. Yeah, because at that time I was home. I was on FMLA. I wasn't getting paid from work. So I'm like, I don't even have money to finish my comic stuff. And I, even though I felt sick, I still used to do it just to get my mind off of what I'm doing until I get better, And so I did that, and with everyone's support, the help of the community, my family, all that, I'm back. I'm 100%, And now, we go. The guys to see it when they go see me now in person. It's a whole different me,
Dude, but you know what, man? I could see it. I think we can see it. You're a whole different person.
Yeah. I still got a lot to go, though. I still got a lot to go. You know what I mean? I was big, man. 6'4". I was 6'4", almost 600 pounds. I still got ways to go, but it's a huge difference to what I was until now.
The energy level's got to be through the roof now, huh?
Oh yeah. Now it's like I'm up all day. Like I get up early in the morning now, and I don't go to bed till late. Like I'm up all day, all night. Like I'm not, because now I get restful sleep. So I just go to sleep, and sleep apnea is gone. All that's gone.
You can see it in your videos, though, man. The energy is coming through. Comes through big time.
Yeah, thank you.
The other day when you guys were doing that little claim sale auction on Monday,
yeah,
you can see that you have so much more energy, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely. I look at videos from like 4 or 5 months ago, and I was like, oh my God, that's how I was. Like, and I remember what I was feeling around that time, trying to put on a facade, I'm okay, but I really wasn't okay. You know what I mean?
Right.
Good for you, man. At least it worked out, and you found out what was going on, and
yeah, definitely, man.
And it's changed your life, for the better. You just keep pa'lante, keep up with it, dude, because it's a life change. It's not just I'm gonna do it for a few months and no.
I don't drink sugary drinks no more. Like everything I drink, it has to be sugar free now. So it's either if it's sugar free or water. That's it.
It's your lifestyle. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You still gotta live. You still gotta live, bro. You can't just you gotta enjoy.
No, you do. But the way I was, like, I can't. If I do take like something like that, like a soda or something like that, it'll be when I'm not working on my really, like when I know I'm okay, like fully. Right. I still got ways to go, so I don't want to reverse back. I do have like a cheat day with my wife. Like we'll go somewhere, and I'll probably eat something that I shouldn't, like, I'll have certain carbs that I'm not supposed to have, like, how Spanish people, we love our rice. So once in a while, like, I really don't eat rice like that anymore at all. I go sometimes a month without eating rice, but then once in a while, I'll ask my wife, I'll be like, babe, can you make some, some rice and peas, some arroz con dule, or something like that? And she'll do it, and then I'll have a normal plate, nothing crazy,
Where
like,
you?
like a normal serving.
Your background's Puerto Rican?
Yeah, my background's Puerto Rican. Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
My kids are half Puerto Rican.
Oh yeah.
But dude, that's awesome. You were born here in the States though, or did you ever live in?
Yeah, I was born in New York. I was born in Brooklyn. Yeah.
You still have family in PR?
Yeah, a lot of family in PR.
Yeah.
Well, the last time I visited PR was sometime between, like, I can't remember, between 2005, 2006, around there, maybe.
Wow.
Wow, man.
So it's been a while. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
I was already with my wife. So when I went, so it was about 2006, maybe, I would say. I don't know.
Hey, real quick, man. Gomez has a question, dude. Now tell the truth. You on that keto diet?
Nah, you know what? I take elements from the keto diet.
I do too, dude. I live by it. Yeah. I live by it, dude. It's people want to eat on it. You got to get into it, and dude, it's. I've lost weight, and I've been doing it. I've done it on and off for a while. So
yeah, my sister's on it, and she's got phenomenal results, man. Phenomenal results. Yeah. I have 3 sisters, so yeah. One of them really stuck to it. It's that keto diet, and she really did. She's doing well with it. Yeah,
it does work, man. You gotta.
I take elements from, but I listen to my doctor now, because what I've learned is that everyone knows how to tell you to be healthy, but none of that worked for me for years, until I started actually listening to my doctors and following exactly what they tell me to do and take what exactly they tell me to take. That's the only time I had results or other stuff, but long-lasting results. You know what I'm saying? Like the results I've had now, now it's going on like 8-9 months, and they're still there, and every week I feel a little better, old shirts that I had put away that didn't fit me now. I've gone down like three shirt sizes. I went down from an 8XL to 6XL, and now I'm approaching 5XL in shirts.
That's awesome.
So that's pretty. It's every day, every month is getting a little better and better. Same thing with, like, I don't mind talking about my pant size and stuff like that. I have no shame. I didn't have a shame when I was big. I'm definitely not gonna have a shame when I'm skinny. So it doesn't. To me, that never stopped me. I've always been who I was, regardless of my size. I've gone down from pant size from 7XL, like sweatpants, all the way down to 4XL. So that's a huge.
Let me ask you this: are you throwing out all those, or are you still keeping them around?
I threw away a lot of clothes. I did throw away a lot of clothes, but I do have a couple of pants that I kept, so that when all said and done, I could do the whole. Yeah, I could do the whole showing and all that.
Dude, that's awesome, man. I'm proud of you, man. You can see it, bro. It's good. Thank you, bro. Good for you.
Yeah,
you probably saved your life.
Yeah,
man. Keep it up.
It did. I literally was I was dying. That was the truth.
Your wife's got to be ecstatic, though.
Oh, my biggest supporter right there, my best friend. She, forget about it. We hit rock bottom when that happened.
Yeah, I can imagine. Dude. It's a shot to.
Yeah, it was bad. I can never really explain how bad it was, but it was bad. Like, it got to that my body swelled up so much that I couldn't even put on my socks. You know what I mean? Like, that's how bad that reaction was. Like, it was horrible. It was horrific, and it happened in the worst time too. The beginning of the pandemic, when everything was shut down, everybody was scared. That's what made it worse. That was made it worse because I couldn't see doctors and stuff like that. So it goes to show you, man, if society shuts down, man. Crazy. Nightmare. All those things that we read in comics, especially like independent comic books, those things was to happen in real life. We got a taste of it this year, this past year.
We definitely got a wake up call.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. You just brought something else up we haven't touched. Indie comics.
Yeah.
Great stories. Do you read them?
I do. I read certain. I read in. Okay, so the new ones that have come out lately, I have not read them, but I before I used to buy like a few years ago, I would buy a lot of indie books. Like it's funny you said that because Joke M21 in his his channel, he created East Meets West with him and Gomez, and they just did an indie spotlight on Sunday, and they put up books, a lot of books there with that we talked about off air that I would read, like Revival. You ever heard of Revival? Like that, to me, that was an awesome story. And I really think
I actually read that. That's what the people come back to life, right?
yeah. And they go into this weird ass town, and they're not like zombies or not like that, but it's a very unique story that I think works well for a TV show.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. First issue has the girl with the sickle. She has like the blood's dripping. Yeah, it's a great.
Yeah, she has the scythe, right? That scythe, right?
Scythe, yeah. I read that story. Wow, man! Not too many people bring that book up, man.
Yeah, that book is definitely underrated.
That one.
Underrated book. One of the biggest independent books I love is The Walking Dead. Walking Dead.
Walking Dead, dude.
Read every issue from beginning to end of Walking Dead.
I have as well. Fan.
Awesome. What else? What else? Indeed, that I could say that I really like. I probably don't show them too much, but I used to collect a lot of Godzilla books from IDW.
Nice.
Eric Powell's run and all that. He did amazing artwork on those covers. Very underrated. I gotta dig them out and do a little spotlight on them.
Great, man. Eric Powell's great. I love his art.
Yeah, Eric Powell is really good. The way he did the goon that they created. Yeah,
dude. Super nice art. You can tell it's him when you see it. Check it out. Sanimation. Hello, Sanimation from the Netherlands. How are you?
All right.
Oh, wait. I got to bring up this one right here. Joker. Dealing with Manny makes you lose weight.
Dealing with Manny makes you lose weight. Stressful. Yeah. Man, you see how Manny is. But you know what? All that exterior that you see on the channels and all that, like when you meet him in person, Manny got a heart of gold, man. He's the guy he will have your back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you kind of could see that though.
He'll have your back. He's really a nice guy. He's generous too. He's generous. He's a generous, nice guy.
But he's one of these guys that you want in your corner. You know that if somebody messes with you, bro, he's gonna freaking come out swinging, bro.
You also gotta watch with him because Manny, like sometimes, like he has no filter, and he just like it's in his brain where he just says what he comes out. So you gotta be prepared when you're walking with him.
Yeah, that comes across as well.
Yeah, well, so one time we and him, this was maybe 2 years ago, whatever. It was a summer day. Midtown has a warehouse, and sometimes they do a warehouse sale where they put everything in their warehouse like 30-40% off or whatever. So it's a Saturday, and he's like, yo, we should go, to this thing. I was like, all right, you know what? I'll go pick you up, and then we go. Since it's in Long Island, he lives in Queens, so we'll just go from there. So I pick him up, whatever, and it's a hot day. I'm wearing like these regular like jogging pants, and I have on these Jordan's sandals on. You can't fight or run in sandals, right? So we get there, we get on this long ass line, we're waiting forever to get in. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you're gonna spend a whole hour just to get into this place, and I bet you when we go there, there's gonna be a bunch of junk there, right? They're not gonna have anything because when they do those sales, they want to get rid of their whatever they got left so they can restock with their good stuff. That's what Midtown does. So we go in there and we literally do a complete circle and everything. We me and Manny, and like even Mike, when Mike comes over, we already our eyes on certain things already. So we already know we already look for certain things. And so we hit them, and then we look at the toys afterwards and we see what toys are there. We see what figures are there. And like, Jesus Christ, there's nothing there. There's a bunch of broken figures and a cracked statue. And they put it on, this basically a lot of junk,
Cleaning up.
So that's exactly what they did. They put a sale to get rid of their junk, So when we were walking out, their guard guys are like bouncers. They hired like these big guys to man their doors or whatever. And we're no slouches neither. We're pretty tall. Manny's like almost 6 feet tall. I'm 6'4", but this guy is like taller than both of us. And then he was, oh, that's it, guys. You guys are done. And then as soon as we started, he said, yeah, man, because you guys are always trying to sell us your garbage. That's oh my God. What's wrong?
You know what? Dude? Manny comes across like the prototypical, when people think of New Yorkers, they're kind of say what's on their mind. And fucking,
Yeah, I just look at the guy, I just start laughing, like I'm shaking my head. I'm like, bro, I said, bro, come on, man. How about if that guy would have said, what the hell you said to me? And what are we gonna do, man? I got freaking sandals on here. I said, you be on your own. I can't fight with sandals on concrete.
bro, that's all.
That's so funny, yo. But he's not really like violent like that. It's just sometimes he just says what he thinks right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he doesn't think.
Yeah.
Kind of like when he's on with you guys.
Yeah, you see how he tells us all the time. We go back and forth. That's part of our rapport, though. I think people enjoy that part of it. You know what I mean?
That chemistry, yeah.
Yeah. That's part of our chemistry, and that's how we are in real life too. When we're driving to places, we're just all just getting on each other, back and forth. Like, yeah, oh man, like crazy. Like, I have our chemist in my car. Then Mike had Manny had Joker in his car, and we're on like speakerphone as we're driving to the place, just busting each other's chops the whole way there. So it's fun. We just that's how we do. The way we see on the shows, it's just like that in person.
It's the best, bro, dude. Man, we're gone. Yeah, I think we should be trying to call it a night, man.
Yeah.
But dude, thank you so much for coming on with us. I was super excited. I know Javi was as well, man.
Yeah,
man.
definitely. And again, I got to get you guys when we do the show too. If you're open to coming on one of the Monday shows and stuff like that,
For sure, man. I would love to.
Definitely.
Yeah, it could be on like So way I'll do the show is like if I usually try to set up certain things for it, like certain topics and certain things, and I'll let you know what we're doing that way. You could join us in a panel for one of those. Both of you guys.
That would be awesome, dude. Thank you so much for coming on. Javi, you got anything coming on for your channel?
Next week, just the Start Me Up show next week. Hopefully we'll be good to go for that. And Silver Age Sunday, stay tuned. Like, how Bigeez was saying, sometimes I don't want to keep pressure on myself. So sometimes we'll do the Silver Age Sunday show. Sometimes we'll skip a week, but just stay tuned and you can catch us there.
Awesome. What do you got, Bigeez? What do you got coming on? You've recently started your coffee on Saturday mornings, which has been really good. I've caught both episodes, really good stuff.
Yeah, I actually didn't expect the turnout like that, but it seems pretty good. I've seen some people that I've seen on the channel like years ago, and they popping up in the morning now, so that was pretty good. So yeah, Saturday morning about 9:30 a.m. I'll be doing comics and coffee and comics with the comic book community, and I'm gonna have on special guest is gonna be Pope Grimy. I don't know if you know who that is.
No, I do not.
Pope Grimy. He used to have like a show and also an auction with this guy called All About Comics, a channel called All About Comics. He's not in the community no more. He stopped doing videos, took down the channel and everything. But he was doing that back, maybe a few years ago and stuff. So he's gonna be our guest, on day.
And then you got with the Warriors.
Yeah, then Monday will be our regular episode 135.
Are you making that a weekly show now? On every other week. Are you kind of making it a weekly show now?
I do it a weekly show, yeah. So the Saturday show is going to be a fly-by-ear thing. You know what I mean? Like, I can't guarantee I'm going to do every Saturday. Because sometimes Saturdays, because of COVID and because of the way the weather is and all that, I know Saturday morning I'm not doing nothing. We're not going anywhere. So I can do the show. But usually Saturdays, especially when it comes springtime, usually that's the day where they're with me and the wife and the kids. We go out, we do our errands, whatever it is we're going to do. Saturday's the day we always do it. So when it gets a little warmer, when it gets better, I don't think we'll be doing it too often. Maybe once,
Yeah, whenever.
The show we do, the show I want to do every. Now, at this point, I want to do it once a week, the show, and anything else that happens in between is just a bonus, Yeah. That's
Dude, thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah, man. It was my pleasure, man. I had a fun time.
Thank you so much.
This was long overdue. I'm so happy you came on with us. And thank you. Thanks for accepting so quickly, too, man.
I recognize you already right away because I've seen your I may have not come. I apologize to anyone in the community that puts out videos and stuff like that. I watch a lot of my YouTube. I don't watch it on my computer or my phone. I like watching the videos on my TV.
Really?
Yeah, because you know, especially too, a lot of times people record in like 4K or in full HD, and I like watching it on the big TV. So I have my apps. Yeah, so you can't comment on it, but I can give a thumbs up.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, if you got thumbs up, most likely it's from me. You know, I always try to go through and when I get a chance to watch as many people's videos as I can. But just like the amount of subs I have, I sub back to most of the people also. So my feed is like flooded, with stuff. So I try to watch most people's stuff.
I think we're all in that boat, man. I actually like your Monday night chilling with because it's like perfect time when my wife gets into bed, I get into bed. I put my earphones and I'm watching it on the iPad. It's perfect timing, and then I just hit the sack right after. So
for me, I watch it on my TV because my wife usually works during the weekday at night. Nice. Overnight, so I don't have to fight with nobody with the TV. I don't got to put it on my phone. So I just and I got a TV in my bedroom too, so I just put on YouTube and I watch whatever I watch. On the the app, on the TV app, the YouTube TV app.
Right, dude. I just want to thank everybody in the chat, man. Way too many people. Thank you, Salsa.
J Salsa 23. Yeah.
J Salsa, Magic Lasso, man. Everybody that was here, everybody on the replay. Thank you so much for coming by. Hit that like button, hit subscribe. I never say that. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I forget too. And the guys remind me that always I gotta say it. You forget, yeah. But sometimes that prompts people to actually do that, So,
yeah, dude. I'm horrible with it, dude. But please like and subscribe, and we'll be back here in 2 weeks. Not sure who the guest is, but we'll think of somebody interesting. Man, thank you so much, bro. This was a blast.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys. All right.
Thank you.
And like every week, man, so long from the Sunshine State, and you know what? It actually is the Sunshine State because it's been beautiful down there. I know it hasn't been beautiful up by you.
No, man, we've been snowed in, man. I haven't been to work. This is my 3rd day off of work so far.
See, we don't get that, man. But we get sunny days, man. But anyway, take care, everybody. Be safe.
All right.
Later.